Fears are growing on Capitol Hill over an escalating feud between the U.S. and Brazil that some believe could lead to market chaos. President Trump said Wednesday he would impose a 50% tariff on goods imported from South America's biggest economic power. Around a third of all coffee and half of the orange juice consumed in the U.S. originates in Brazil. Prices on the goods could increase sharply if Trump follows through on the threat. The president framed the tariff as retaliation for the prosecution of Brazil's former president, Jair Bolsonaro, who is standing trial for an alleged plot to stay in power after an election loss in 2022. In a scene reminiscent of what happened at the U.S. Capitol in the waning days of Trump's first term, supporters of Bolsonaro stormed Brazilian government buildings in January of 2023, demanding he be returned to the presidency. Trump has described Bolsonaro as a friend and hosted him at his Mar-a-Lago resort when both were in power in 2020. In a letter to current Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva, Trump called the trial of Bolsonaro a witch hunt that should end immediately. He also complained about the treatment of U.S. tech companies that Brazil has accused of spreading disinformation and abusing market dominance. In a forceful response, Lula said Trump's moves would trigger reciprocal tariffs under a new Brazilian law that allows economic agreements to be suspended against countries that harm Brazil's competitiveness. Lula noted that the U.S. had a trade surplus with Brazil of more than $410 billion over the last 15 years. Advanced energy, aerospace, and industrial goods are among the top U.S. exports to Brazil, sectors that could feel the pain of reciprocal tariffs. Democrats and some Republicans, like Kentucky Senator Rand Paul, have long complained about Trump's use of tariffs to bend foreign governments to his will. They claim the power to raise tariffs should be the purview of Congress. But so far, rank-and-file Republicans have been reluctant to pass legislation that undercuts Trump's negotiating power.